I can't believe it's been so long. Here's to another month /o/. Ha 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 2 months. Oj TV wave, Oj TV wave, Oj TV wave, Oj TV wave.
Hi, chat. How we doing? When is the season 2 recap coming out? I'll talk about it in a sec. Enjoy the song while I set up stream. We can turn off slow mode. Thanks, Aikoa. Thanks so much, Foggy. This song is a bop. I felt it was quite fitting, you know? Or are you just saying things about Outsiders? Yeah, I'll explain everything about Swat Spat in just a sec. Haha, fitting. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the first of potentially many episodes, if you want to call it that, of how Outsiders was written. If you want a little insight into our creative process, we do have access to past versions of the Glade. Will the VOD be saved? The VOD is currently saved. It's currently out there. Everything is going to be archived. Don't worry. We love pulling back the chisel and bits curtain. I should have had like a version of the world that we could have hopped around in. We don't really want to roll the server back. We'll leave it as it is. I do think I should probably like just hop into a... I mean, I can bring it up if you want. Do you want to just like hop into a world, Apo, and we can just walk around the maze? That sounds kind of fun. We'll just like walk around the maze bit. We could. All right, we'll get there in a second. So, as you all know, or in case you might not have, C. Owen, L, he's dead. Died yesterday, big bozo. Actually burnt alive. You hate to see it, but you also kind of love to see it all the same. Rip, big rip. Yes. C exclamation mark El Bozo. Funeral service. He did deserve L. He did reserve F. Can we change those L's to F's, please? He was so servant-hearted. He just wanted to serve, you know? He just wanted to serve his country. And you know what? Who can blame him for that? He's actually based around the ideology of a Nazi. So it's probably best not to. By the way, don't be a CEO and apologist. It's not a good look. It's just, it's not good. Probably best not to go around and be like, hey. So like his character is not meant to be a good character. And that's why it's really important. I should probably start off. I am not CEOing. Please do not think that just because I wrote a character like that I like excuse everything he did or does. Bad man. Do not justify his actions. At no point, okay, I guess we can start with this. At no point did we want the story to be like a metaphor for anything on the outside world. It's a Minecraft roleplay game. Like, it's a block game. Which is why we specifically get people to use the term prejudiced rather than racist. Because as you can see, I am white, or at least I suppose white passing, depending on what your definition of white is. And so, like, it's not my place. It's not my place. It's just hands down not my place. So we're not even going to go there. That's not even what this discussion is going to be about, okay? There are better people out there and better sources that you can listen to if you want to read about this stuff, but not from a Minecraft roleplay server. It's just not going to happen. From the beginning, Owen was going to be a baddie. Should we like look at the first episode? You can like the like aesthetic of being evil. That's fine. There's certainly a lot of evil characters where people are like, cool. Bad motive. Don't appreciate the motive, but interesting character design. We should watch the first episode. I think that would be like a good space to kick us off with, because there's so much, there's literally just so much I could talk about to do with this. Yes. He was a great villain. He certainly did a lot of villainy things. We could probably put slow mode 1 second on, by the way, or like slow mode 2 seconds on, because I'm going to be asking you guys to ask me questions. For example, are there any questions? Owens used TV outside his SMP. Lived a full life. If he were in medieval times, yeah, no kidding, huh?
All right.
Oh, there it is. Did Owen have any fears? Being irrelevant or not helpful or being forgotten? And look where he is now, eh? Was that soft Owen at the end of Magic or bad Owen? Okay. So, we should probably start with this question. The ideology or mindset of the person in the cell with Magic is not something I'm ever going to say. There's a lot about this character. So there's a lot about like when you write. There's an element of, yeah, I'm sorry. There's an element of like, hey, you set up questions and then you answer questions. That's essentially what all stories are. You present the first half and you're like, hey, here's a bunch of questions that you probably have about the world, and then you answer them. And that's fine. That's great. But occasionally, story writers want to have like a piece of themselves in the story that they keep to themselves. It's like, this is just for me. This is like a very selfish, this is just a me thing. A good example of that would be Inception, where spoilers for Inception. Not Magic being like, oh my gosh, did you see my moment though? How did the roof come down if the lava was coming from the bottom? It was just like coming in from around, like all sides. Inception, there's a character who has like a little spinning top, which if you spin will tell you. I have Pika clicks in my DM. The ending of Inception, you like spin the top and it spins, and then at some point it either falls over if you're in the real world or it keeps spinning if you're in the dream world. I get that checked out. And at the end of it, he like spins it, and then it goes in on it, and the frame tightens, and it zooms in more, and it zooms in more, and it zooms in more, and then it ends the movie. That's it. You never get to find out if he was in the real world, if he was in the dreamscape world. It's just one or the other, and you don't get to find out. I'm pretty certain that there's been analysis on the movie at this point, which I won't spoil, which means that people know whether he was in the dream world or the real world. But never mind. It's just an analogy. This is that for me. There is enough in the story to go either way. He got hit in the head pretty hard with a club, which, as we know, can damage chips, the tracking chips, the chips in your head. The chips in the head are responsible for memory suppression and tracking. Owen, certainly the walls began to blur a little over like his past self and his current self. Maze Owen versus like in the room Owen. But he also may have just been acting to try and save his own skin. And when I quit content creation, I'll tell you which one it was, because canonically there is a version in my head. I think it would be silly of me to just be like, I don't know. No, I do know. I have decided on a term of which one it is, and I'm sticking to it. Was his character arc fully written from the beginning, or just a concept of him being a villain? Well, let's look. Mood? Oh my gosh, mood? I'm getting done by my own ads on my own YouTube channel. What about Puddy? Puddy is alive. He was just clearing one which burned down. By the way, I'm not going to tell you anything about the outside world or the maze itself, because there is still a finale part 2. There's still the finale, the final finale. We are just talking about Owen today, so get that into your noggins now. Womp. Shall we watch? Why didn't they escape the clearing too? So earlier on in the episode, it's basically mentioned like, hey, we can either go into the maze 1, 2, or 3 opening, or dark maze, the 4th opening. And like the first discussion when Owen is around Sayori and that a lot, it's mentioned, hey, if we go into the like main maze, we will never escape this place. The exit must be in the dark maze. They kind of took a bit of a gamble on that one, but they've explored the main maze pretty much as far as they can go, and they feel like they would have found an exit by now. And then they were like, okay, well, if we want to get out of here, if we actually want to have a chance of escaping, then we need to go. No, clearly the entrance 1, 2, and 3 all link together, but the dark maze, as far as they're aware, doesn't link back on itself. I am not in finale part 2. Every character that dies stays dead at this point, chat. There's no redemption. There's no bloomin', whatever it's called. There's no resurrections. Will the map ever get released? We have plans for that, but I can't tell you what they are. Why is there blood all over your death elimination poster? We just wanted to like spruce up the elimination posters. We just added a little something. Hey, Spidey, by the way. Y'all don't have a revive book. Well, there is the whole multiverse thing. So Dream's like scheduled to come in for the finale, but he hasn't said if he's bringing the book with him or not yet. We'll discuss that another time. I wrote them, but I just had a paper cut, so it got messy. Ah, makes sense. Here we go. I made this. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. I joined the Outsiders SMP as just your average dude. I wasn't a writer. I wasn't an owner. I was just a content creator. And that was me. That was it. I didn't know the extent to the world outside of the maze when I created this character. So I kind of just did it and hoped that it would be fine. I didn't know where I wanted my character to go. And then I was told that I would be coming up with a content creator called Raspy. So I looked up Raspy and I was like, cool, they have like a demon aesthetic situation. And then I got into a call with Raspy and I was like, do you want to do anything with our characters? Like, is there anything that you want to do? This was 30 minutes before the start of the SMP. Do you want to do anything with our characters? And she was like, yeah, they could like be linked in some way. And I went, okay, I might just like do something and I'll let you know if I like come up with anything. And she was like, okay, fine. And then in the 30 minutes, I made this. I got Kyle. I DM'd the only person I knew who would be available at a short notice, Kyle. Hey, I need someone to be my dad. Be my dad canonically. I jumped into a random world. I've lost this world since then. And I filmed this.
All right, now focus. Boy, don't hold your breath. You'll tense up. Elbows raised. Chest out. Full draw. Good. Okay. And release.
That was the premise. It told you almost everything you needed to know to begin with. You can just ask people to be your dad. Apparently, that was Kyle. This is Kyle. This was before Kyle had applied to the SMP. Kyle didn't get into the SMP because he had voiced a character. I was like, hey, we have to stay unbiased. We're not just adding him because he's my character. In fact, if anything, him voicing a character was a deficit to him. It was a negative to him joining the SMP. This was 25th of July 2021. This premiered, by the way. Currently got 150,000 views, and we'll get into the blow up of my career from the Outsiders SMP in just a little bit. I have a really, really important question. Is the Outsiders ending on the 1 year anniversary? Though it isn't about Sion, but still, I can't answer that question. We haven't confirmed the date.
Hello?
I have never used a voice mod before. The only reason I ask, can you hear me, is because I have no idea if my voice mod is actually set up correctly. The SMP's been going on for about an hour and a half so far. People have been coming up the elevator.
What? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi.
This is the second time Raspy and I have ever actually spoken, like, as people. I heard her voice for 5 minutes when she was helping me, like, sign into the SMP and set up the mods. This is the second time that we actually ever met.
Hi. What's happening?
I mean, I don't really know. Do you know?
No. There was like, I don't know. There was fire, and now I'm here.
So glad I said that, because I can point to it and be like, hey, that's how much of Owen's backstory was written. Owen's city burnt down by demons, and that's all he can remember, because it's one of the biggest parts of his life. They've wiped his memory, and that's all he can remember. And hey, pretty crazy that he ended up dying like that.
Fire? What do you mean fire?
I don't know. Like,
what was written already?
That burns. Like I don't know. I can't. It's hazy. I can't. Sorry. What's your name?
Rasby. What's your name? You know.
Okay. I am going to keep pausing because I want to talk to you guys about this. I am going to get into like the actual writing process. When I join a call with Apo, we're actually going to talk about how he wrote about this. So if you are a writer who is looking for like inspiration or advice, we will get into that. But right now I'm just indulging on being able to share all these things. What's your name? You know, is basically Raspy saying, our names are the one thing that we remember. You should know your name. I didn't know this at the time. I didn't know if me saying Owen would be like, uh-oh, you shouldn't know your name. So Raspy being like, you know, is her uncanonically being like, you remember your name, Owen. You do know your name.
I don't know. Wait, there's someone up there.
Change the subject real quick. Getting really uncomfortable, not knowing whether or not I'm about to talk about that yet.
Hang on, wait, there's a lever here.
While I was showing my cinematic, they kept throwing food down to me.
You wanna hit it?
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, I don't know what they want. They could have been the people that put us down here. Just get ready to fight, yeah?
Sion is confirmed dead. Yeah.
What are we supposed to fight with exactly?
I have this. It's a grape.
I don't know that I'm gonna fight with a grape.
Yeah, no, okay, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Wait, why do you, I don't have any.
No, they chucked it. I don't know. Some people chucked some stuff down. Hello?
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 Gracie canonically is whispering this entire stream.
Hey, please don't hurt us.
Yeah, please. He has a sword out. What do you mean he's not? Oh, please.
Probably now a good time to mention there are going to be content creators who have since been removed from the SMP for reasons that I'm not going to elaborate. For example, this person right here. They exist. They are in the earlier episodes. We just move on. I'm not going to go back and edit the episodes because they are part of the plot and it wouldn't make any sense. What does it say on the wall? Don't have hope. Hope was like a consistent theme.
Hey.
Okay.
We do have plans for what we want to do, but now that Outsiders is over.
After you.
Okay.
Here, here's some food.
Okay.
Raspberry.
Hi. Yeah.
I can and turned up my...
Hey, Owen.
You should.
So they've just read my name, but canonically we shouldn't be able to read the name tags on top of people. That's not really a thing. Squidney.
Hello?
I loved Squidney's character so much.
Here, Owen, here's some food, homie.
Thank. Were you the ones that chucked the grapes?
Yeah, we dropped some
What?
care packages for you.
What do you mean I look interesting?
I don't know my name.
What?
So,
Okay.
Owen, what you doing, man? Let's go.
Um,
That's
I don't know that I want to tell you.
Me generally just trying to be shocked. Whoa, look how big the clearing is. Look how daunting
Hey.
it all is.
So,
Do you know what? No.
Yeah, pretty much. So we took a adventure map and we changed it in ways to be like, hey, this is like interesting, it's more interesting, the landscape's better. But there are still little tidbits, little bits of the old adventure map, and people can find the adventure map on Google, but it isn't the official Outsiders map. You didn't place every block by hand? No, yeah, sorry. It's now a good time to mention that any time I've ever said in the past, oh, that was the builders. I don't know what that is. It wasn't. It was us. We didn't have a builders team. I feel comfortable saying this now. Just us. You lied! Mainly more for like the stuff that we found in the maze. Apo and I took it upon ourselves to populate the maze with stuff. Chests, traps, various different things for the rest of the Outsiders to enjoy. Anytime an outsider in any other POV came across stuff like that, it was legitimately a raw, a genuine new experience. Yeah, even Spidey believed, and they're in the blooming Discord. But anytime it's Apo and I, we've probably seen it before.
Do you?
no. Remember? What's your name?
People call
We
me
reveal
Owen.
the mods and
Does
map
it say
at a
it on
later
me,
date,
Michael?
not today.
A little bit, but I wanted to double check. Will you?
Sure.
Nope, never. There's never been a builders team.
Yeah.
Never was.
Homie.
Well, welcome.
This is a lot of people.
Hi. Hi.
What is this place? I think
Wow,
so.
look at it.
We don't know. It's
Love that the sword is there from the beginning, by the way. Ah, chef's kiss.
I don't know. I showed up here on my own in the elevator,
Uh-huh.
and then a day later, Alexis.
A year of work for a
Are you kidding me? I should just turn ad blocker on.
It's a bit intimidating at first.
Yo, Gracie, wanna take care of?
So,
Now's a good time to clean up. Some discrepancies in the wall lore. Apo, am I allowed to talk about this? We're never going to see the wall again. Can I talk about this? Probably. The names did not get scratched out automatically. This became like a staple for the community to think that if they died, their name was scratched out. And they used people's names not being scratched out to mean, hey, they're dead. That's not true. The community just made this up and then ran with it. The names being scratched out would have only ever been done by other clearing members, canonically. So Moe's name got scratched out by someone who wanted to just move on from Moe. I won't say who, doesn't need to be answered, but it just got scrawled out. A name got scrawled out when people were ready to move on from them being alive. Aaron and Nico have already been here. They're already here. Canonically, they have already entered the clearing. They were the first people before Gracie.
Yeah,
Hey.
of course. Hey.
Rosby, hey.
Rasby, look at this.
Hi.
Look at this.
Did they do anything to you? You okay?
It's you.
Why are you
I
on
don't know
there?
that
No
I'm-
clue.
I don't know that I'm
You're-
excited to see my name. Is that blood?
No, it's ketchup.
It's
Yeah.
ketchup.
Yeah.
Catch. I don't. My name.
Wait, were your
and-
names
I
on it
don't know if
already? All of the names. These are all of. I don't know if I want to talk about
I
that.
want to see my name in ketchup on a wall.
None of us know where we are,
Uh-huh.
and we don't know how we got here. But we can't leave. We want to see.
How long have you been here?
I was here the longest. It's been a couple days max.
A couple days.
And then
The sword did not trigger the lava, no.
And then Adrian,
Wow, look how empty it is.
Moe.
We'll just watch the first episode and then we'll call Apo.
Pair that's come up.
What is? Really?
First pair to come up.
Yeah, everyone else came up alone.
What's through there?
We don't know. But it's dangerous, and there are traps, and there are, deadly things out there, and
Yeah.
we don't want...
Are you able to tell us why the lava is rising? You should have all
Sure.
the information at this
Oh my
point
gosh.
The wall...
to do it, but I won't go into that because that's not to do with C. Owen.
The sun goes down. So,
Yeah.
there's that.
My apologies. Sorry.
Thank you, Aleka.
Is that a weapon?
Yeah.
It's a dagger, right? No, it's a throwing knife.
All right. We're gonna play a little game.
Sure.
Let's not play a little game. Let's...
Wait, woof. Oh. So it's a fun game.
That is a fun game.
I love
Right.
Oeka.
I don't
I
think
miss Oeka.
there's a fun game.
He seems interesting.
Over here, this is where Adrian and I, we've been camping out. And we can make you a bed. We've been just taking off the wool.
Wool.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have sheep?
No, we don't. This is
Oh.
what I got.
So
Okay.
in this version of the mod,
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
in this version of the mod, you can create weapons and like poles and other such things using wool. So when I saw this, okay, so just before I logged onto the SMP, I went and looked up how to make a special bow, one of the special ones from the Spartan weaponry, and I was like, okay, there's two ways to do this. You need string, or you need wool. So when I saw that this was wool, I was like, oh, great, I can use this. But later on, I'm like, oh, I think you can make it using Kanaf. I'd looked up like the wiki page, and just so happened that an hour before I came onto stream, Gracie harvested a crop and was like, what is Kanaf? What is this stuff? And I clocked that and was like, oh, you can use that
I
for
got
making
too
string.
poor and how dare you make us cry yesterday.
Thank you for the
D.
4 months, Destiny Dolphin. I'm sorry for making you cry.
Okay. So I don't know.
So
why,
later on, when I'm like, I need to make a bow, I'm like, oh, I can go to Gracie because she knows
I
how to
don't know
make
why I'm so
Kanaf.
excited to see that. Oh,
Here.
thanks.
Yeah. And then, there's 3 wood.
Thanks.
Make... I did,
Okay.
but it's right
Thank you. I got it.
Okay, perfect.
Where do you live?
Well, right now Adrian and I are staying in a tent. But
It's so difficult to find anyone in this map
Okay,
because
sure. Yeah.
the
Where did
clearing is
everyone
just
else go?
full of trees.
They are over there. Here
There they are.
Oh yeah. Rosby.
Yeah.
Rosby, you okay?
Okay, so this is the first bit of foreshadowing that I wanted to do, which is that whenever there was a demon, specifically Raspy, I wanted Owen to be very protective of them. April! Gosh.
April_Ains_
A
just
year?
subscribed for
My
their 12th month.
Goodness,
Air
April.
1 year.
Air 1 year. Thank you so much. For the 1 year, that's crazy. And yo,
I
Angelo!
love this series so much. It has been awesome to be a part
You
of
have been
it
a part of it from the beginning, haven't you, mate? One of the OGs. Thank you for the 10 months, Rangar. You missed your 1 year jump scare? I got a gift. Ah, that's okay. There'll be more opportunities. 2 years will be another jump scare. Yeah, I wanted it to be like, oh, thank you for the hype train as well, by the way. I wanted it to be visible that I cared about Raspy. There's multiverse of Raspy and Owen in each other's places where ultimately maybe there's a multiverse, yeah. How him being protected is linked to him wanting them dead. How is him being protective linked to him wanting them dead? So this was explored in Raspy's and I's stream. It's not a feeling of he's not trying to protect them. He's just keeping them safe, which I know that kind of sounds like the same thing. Owen ultimately, subconsciously wants to kill the demons himself. And if they die, he won't be able to do that. So that's what the line in the Raspy stream, a butcher doesn't keep his flock safe because he wants to see them die of old age. He's just making sure that Raspy's fine because he's misinterpreting the feelings of protection as like a positive thing.
Huh? Huh? Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Raspy Owen, I'm gonna show you guys something really cool, alright? Like one of the first discoveries I made here.
Sure.
No one talk, everyone listen.
Want to kill
ready?
them himself, or would be sad if
Okay.
they died to someone else? Pretty much, because it's his only purpose in
yeah.
life.
That's
Bruh.
only on your end, Mo. You can.
Oh, jump on this, jump on this.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's a nice sound.
All right.
Okay.
we're at Sky Zone.
Owen reverts to a very childlike mentality when you remove all of his memories about being a demon hunter, because being a demon hunter was his entire adult life. So remove that and you get a sniveling child kind of vibe, like a very soft, I just want everybody to be happy. I don't know why we have to always argue. I just want there to be like a predictable system and rules, and simple things please me. And currently the kind of do you come to in a scale, introduce to a ton of people, and then one is like, hey, jump on this rock. Yeah, pretty much. Have you actually planned his death? I'll get to that.
Where I throw the knife in the air and we all try
No,
to
no,
dodge it.
no. Okay.
Oweka, the original
no,
villain.
no.
I don't trust that dude. I don't trust that dude.
Content creator Oweka wanted to be one of the original villains of the series.
Wool.
And acted appropriately.
Used wool. Something's important about this.
No, Duracell, what are you here? This is an unskippable ad on my own thing. Are you kidding me? Duracell. Let's just install ad blocker. I just need to get ad blocker for this. My own video, I'm allowed to. Just takes a couple of clicks. Not Duracell. Oh, please, not Duracell. One sec. Okay, is it done? Hold on. Pin. Great. Amazing. Okay, I think we're good to go.
That's only on your end, Mo. You can.
Oh,
Oh, the fact that the murder of the clearing demons is wrong, or does he not know any better?
That's a nice sound.
He doesn't think it's wrong.
All right.
Okay.
we're at Sky Zone.
I'll talk about the plan of the overall thing with
We want to
Apo.
play a fun game where I throw the knife in the air and we all try
No,
to
no,
dodge it.
no. Okay.
No,
Let's just continue.
no,
We don't
no.
Let's just.
I don't trust that dude. I don't trust that dude.
Little
We need to-
hops.
Hold on. Wool. I used wool. Something's important about this.
I remember you realizing you were a soldier on stream and having to explain to your voice that you were the good
Okay.
kind. So much has changed.
What can I make
Yes.
out of this?
Like a protector.
Wait, what?
Huh? Oh, hey. Nothing. I was just looking. What is this stuff?
You making yourself at home?
I guess so. Hey, tomatoes. You guys have agriculture?
I don't know how to give it to you, but you're not getting out. Yeah, the farm's over there.
Wait, sorry, what was
I didn't even clock. I didn't even remember Moe saying that. If Sioin didn't go through horrible things during his life, would he have turned out to be? It's difficult to say. You can't really say, you know. What a thing to say.
What's that?
Over there. Oh, nothing.
Don't listen to what Mo.
The bit before the whole.
No. Don't listen. Don't listen to Mo. Come on.
Yeah, you're not getting out.
Alright.
Here, Owen.
Wait, what?
Listen, let me show you something that they haven't showed Raspy yet.
All right, whatever.
All right.
The old guessing of Sioin's past
they're
law
over here.
fake? So I'm pretty sure he said once he was a fisherman.
Yeah, Gracie
I don't think he said he was a fisherman.
was telling me that there was dangerous things on the other side.
It looks large and not friendly.
Has anyone gone in?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 We don't want to.
We've mapped it out a little bit, and there's traps in there, and
Moe was
everyone who's
saying
gone in,
you'll never get
like,
out alive
is
is what
on
he
the
was
verge of
saying.
dying, so.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. The only way I could talk to you... Okay. So, back when we were doing this, for the first ever episode, breaking character was like a big taboo thing. We were like in character, and no one had done it, and no one felt comfortable doing it. So we were just like, power through no matter what. Don't break character. Don't reference the fact that this is a stream. So you never thank donations live, and you like wrote out thanks for the donations and that kind of thing. Yes, yeah. Appa was the fisherman.
Ah, that's fun.
Yeah, we don't really want.
You're all unarmed, apart from.
I'll answer that in a sec,
Oweka.
Hannah.
We want to make sure you guys understand
No,
that. Like,
we're not.
don't.
Oh, okay.
if you care about surviving.
Voices in your head? Yes, that was actually Ori's idea.
Sure.
Traps, and if you go in there and get trapped,
No,
they're not gonna
the
know.
relationships just happened on
Or
stream.
you could go in and then get out before it's nighttime and tell us what
If
you
Owen
saw.
never remembered everything, he would just probably have been himself.
Wait, what do you
But
mean nighttime?
memory wiping only lasts so long, and things can bleed back in. Not thank you for the sub. I like that name. I think did I come up with that name? Didn't I come up with Notta? Didn't I say that would be a nice username to chat one day? Like months and months ago, I was like, Notta is a good name. Yes. Thanks for the sub.
You'll see.
Yeah.
About to be that. So, hang in there.
What happens?
Just wait here.
It's a visual thing.
A visual thing.
Exactly what happens.
Sundown. I can't see where the sun is.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys
The
got any
SMP,
questions?
sub SMP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of you.
do.
None.
Side
none of
effect
you
of
have any
MMAP, were they
protection,
intentional?
like,
I can't
armor
say,
or
unfortunately.
shields?
Is Owen the only person that in outer simulation is everyone trapped in simulation?
That.
I don't
So
remember
this
ever
place is
confirming or
safe?
denying if there was a simulation
On the
happening.
inside?
At least for the most
I know
part.
of, yeah. There's only one.
And let's put a vote.
entrance
We
which
try
is
our
good.
best. To
In a
be, like,
sense, they would have bearings on the
nothing-
interactions
nothing-
of the
nothing
actual
like
stream
emerges from the
itself,
darkness at nighttime. It's
but
safe to
not
walk
on the
around at
overall
night.
plot.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
you're good,
completely
you're good.
safe.
We
I
try
haven't
to
even
be,
seen
but
many
sometimes
animals
we
either.
can't.
Hey, Worker.
Making our homes
Alright.
it's pretty much spread out, so you'll
Sure, sure.
We recommend that.
Yeah, seeing Apo sparked Owen's memories. A test
Take a
tube?
little bit. Here, take some of this.
I don't. It wasn't a test tube.
Give you here, and then 2 more for stick.
It'll all be revealed in Finale Part 2, chat. Don't worry.
Actually,
Thank
here,
you.
I'll just let you borrow this. You know what?
Hang out
Borrow
here
it.
Oh,
for a little bit.
I already have an axe. I don't need to.
Oh, you already have
I
one.
It does,
one already.
Krydex. You're right.
Yeah. So you can just
I wouldn't mind that.
break down some of these trees and collect some resources for you guys' houses.
Adrian, have you
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Guess I won't have it.
Have I seen what?
Oh my gosh.
When Outsiders are going to be officially finished, will some questions that can't be answered now, will they be answered after? Yes.
No,
I haven't seen
What-
this with me.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
at all.
Um,
She might be at her
Huh?
treehouse.
We're doing a spitting contest.
Oh yeah, let's go say hi to Scott.
Oh.
A spitting contest?
Oh, it's pleasant.
Just ignore. Okay, listen. Everything that comes out of this guy's mouth, just ignore.
No, dude.
Are you two friends or what? You feel like
No. He just doesn't like me. Goggle boy.
Sorry.
He
can
calls
probably
you
see why.
Goggle Boy.
he did call you Goggle Boy. That was
Probably see why.
he did do that.
Yeah. You guys want to go?
Goggle boy.
I want to see what happens at nighttime.
wanna
That
see
was the
door.
beginning of the Goggle duo.
It's not
you'll
cool.
see.
It's not cool.
What do you mean it's not cool?
You'll see.
Um,
I mean, it's cool from this side, but when you're on the other side, it's.
Have you ever been on the other side?
I have, yeah.
What was it like?
I've
and someone thought it was a good idea to stay while the doors were closing, and then ran through.
yeah. I shouldn't be
What?
live right now, but
Okay,
What was it
so
like?
we should probably talk about the whole going into the maze thing.
not fun. Me and a white guy actually, the guy who calls me Goggle Boy, we were on
We'll
the
get
other
to that.
side.
Stressful.
We got.
Owen is a
here,
war
you'll see
criminal,
the
yes.
Shuts. There was one block
It
left
shuts.
in the door, and then we got out. Thankfully.
Here we go. Any moment now.
Has anyone tried to like dig under it? How far down does the stone go?
Bedrock is right after.
Okay, so obviously we can dig, and obviously we can go over the wall, and obviously we can go through the wall, but we don't because that would break the story. It's pretty. That's just like a standard thing that I thought people would get, and Twitch and YouTube pretty quickly got it. But the only audience that continuously did not understand was TikTok. In every TikTok I ever did, by the way, if you never saw. If you want like a catch up of the first chapter of Lore, check out the TikTok because it has like 13 and essentially what made me as like a creator into who I am today. Like is the reason why I went full time. TikTok was just like, this is so stupid. They could just climb over the wall. They can make pickaxes and they can just mine through the walls.
Oh,
So you can't
Okay.
mine through?
It was ridiculous.
Yo.
hey.
Yo. You
Yo,
look like
yo?
you want to own a knife. I can get you one of those.
You look very liberal with your knife usage.
Huh? Yeah.
First time I've spoken to pretty much every creator within these walls except Gracie. I don't think I knew any creator. Apo and I spoke before on one try, but not to an extent. Not to a large... Oh, and Moe, because I played an MCU with Moe.
Oh, and there it goes.
Oh, I'm...
Yep.
I didn't get to see it.
Yep, that's what happens.
Closes, so you don't want to be on the other
Bed
side.
2, yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Please
Yeah.
stay
We're
here.
waiting. Okay, so our
Okie dokie, so at
game
this
plan
point,
is-
No, that I
Squidney...
trust you, Eka.
Squidney takes me to her house.
I'll get
No.
the chair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go work on the house.
I make a little bed.
Okay, I've got a bed.
Do you wanna come live near my?
By what date?
greenhouse
This is
for tonight?
July
We can put
20th.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Under it. Yeah.
Like July 23rd, I think.
Yeah, we'll
Sure.
go over here. I'll show you. I'll show you.
Okay. In
MCU is in Minecraft Ultimate.
Yeah, don't worry, it's not too dark. You see over there the left.
Okay.
The VODs
Sure.
are currently being uploaded to my
So when did you
VODs channel, Owens Juice Live.
A few days ago, actually. There was
Oh.
well, Aweko's already here, and Gracie and Adrian. So I wasn't here.
Huh.
You can just
Squidney
anywhere here.
80s. Down here?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Here, I'll even. Let's see.
The most iconic line coming up right now. Everyone get ready for this.
I'll light it up for you, so it's not too horrible.
Thank you. Okay.
Take some grapes. Good night.
Good night.
Squidney and I still say that to each other when we talk. Here's some grapes. Good night.
Okay.
Take some grapes. Good night.
Good night.
She said the line.
I don't know who I am. I don't know. I can't remember anything about myself. That was my name.
I find it very difficult to cry within the first chapter because I don't feel like attached to my character yet. It's very easy to cry later on in the series.
On the wall. That's how they knew my name. The wall. They were.
It's also really difficult drip
No.
feeding exposition to the audience by yourself.
There was someone. I had to do something. There was someone.
Good night. I don't know who I am.
I need to sleep.
And then does it just end? Hang on. If it does just end, I want to immediately pick it up on the next one.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Last time on The Outside is SMP. I woke up in an elevator shaft.
So I do want to just say, if we scroll down a little bit, 26th, the one before that was the 25th. These get uploaded pretty much every single day for the first half of August, and it kills me, as we've discussed on the channel
Hi.
before.
Met some people. Hey, we don't. Please.
Last time on The Outside is SMP, Apo...
And hers found my name in blood on a wall. Moe got called Goggle Boy. Are you two friends or what? You feel like...
No. He just doesn't like me. Goggle boy.
Sorry.
And I failed to remember anything about myself. There was someone. I had to...
This is before I bothered to make the distinction between me. I was like, I went up into the elevator. I failed to remember things about myself. And then as it went on, I had to be like, Owen forgot this. Owen killed this person because I couldn't.
I had to do something. There was someone. You can catch these full streams before they're released
Where?
on YouTube over
Where?
on my Twitch, Owens Juice TV. Link in
26k, 67k now. Where am I? What's my followers at? 66. 26k 1 year ago. 11 months ago actually. 66.3. Look at this guy on the other side of it all. He had no idea. He had no idea. And what I like is that I took a new photo every time I made one of these episodes, and you can see my growth. You can like plot it. I mean, you could also just go to Twitch track if you wanted, but you can see per episode.
bio. I need to sleep.
And then we have this.
Knock.
Wait, what?
Hello?
No, that's not it.
See, why do you have this nice fence?
It is a nice fence.
Why are you being mean to Razby? I'm inviting her.
So Squidney saying, "Why are you being mean to Raspy?" kicks off Owen's hatred for Moe.
I was just complimenting the
He's really
house.
short-tempered. He's really, yeah.
What?
Hi.
You okay?
Say it to my face. Hey, on.
No, I'm just trying to be a nice, welcoming homeowner.
You're the one that wants to stay here forever. Okay, listen. Are we gonna sleep? Let's go to sleep.
Yeah, go to sleep.
Go,
Yeah, you
Dang.
go back.
Okay.
go. Hi, guys.
You okay?
Like a proper stare down. And I didn't really know Moe that much, so I felt really uncomfortable just like absolutely just staring him down. But I was like, this is an opportunity for CO to show that he cares about C. Raspy. And so you're like,
Hey, hello.
I'll put a torch next to your bed too. There's a bit of a light.
Thanks.
where is this?
Yeah, do you have food?
Here we are.
Hope it gets day-to-day time.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, good night.
Yeah, I turned face cam on for some of the late episodes and I turned it back off again. The memories begin to drip in from the get-go.
Hey, why does the string on mine look different to yours?
It's 'cause mine's no string. It's spider silk.
As in, like, from the massive ones?
Aye, they're a pain to kill, but their web makes it worth it. I didn't trust trainees with silk bows ever since one of yous broke one.
I see.
I'll tell you in a sec.
But if your string ever snaps mid-battle, a length of knaf will work as a fine substitute.
That is my brother-in-law. His name is David. And I went, I need a Scottish man. Excuse me, please. He is a football lad through and through. Grew up in Glasgow. And I was like, hey, you want to be in a in a Minecraft roleplay series? And he recorded it, but he recorded it with a mic like this close to his face. And I had to get him to record it again. And I could tell he was getting annoyed the second time. He was like, because he was like, it was like really like plosive. He didn't have a thing. Just getting your brother-in-law to roleplay in Minecraft. Yeah. And so like people sometimes say to me like, hey, who is this character? He's just a blacksmith from the capital. He's just a blacksmith from outside the capital. And it's just someone that Owen like trained alongside when he was training for war. Just a guy. Just a dude. I like passive world building.
problem.
Okay, good. All right, let's pause it there for the moment. Let's talk about the maze real quick. It was pretty much decided from the get-go, and this is a lesson in flexibility, chat. So we started the SMP like this. This is kind of like the scope in terms of the angle, the direction that you could go. It was all just improv. There was very little like events planned for the SMP. There was nothing like the trial of Oeka. There was nothing like the blooming the entrance of new people. There was no Sector 3. There was no lava rising. There was no events. Everything was just improv. And I'm pretty certain that this is how every lore SMP should or can be run. I really enjoyed the improv of it all to begin with. Me too. You have basically free scope to do anything. Whereas there's something specific improv moment that solidifies something really important to the story. Yes. Moe dying in the maze or getting lost in the maze. Moe getting lost in the maze was the beginning of solidified lore. Because we were like, you can't just walk back in. So you have to stay out there. And he had to stay out there for maybe like a week and a half, which doesn't sound like a long time now that streams happen once every month. But when a stream was happening every single day, it became a big thing that he was gone. Is that when events started getting written? The Trial of Oeka was the first written one. We can actually look and see what I can like pick out for you the like events, as it were.
Now, folks.
Outside of SMP, the full saga. Okay, here we go. I'd like to see the whole playlist. Daily lore. It really was daily lore, weren't it? I found an OP weapon. We can share this. I am going to call Appo in just a bit, by the way. Owners evicted, trapped in the maze. I was robbed. The Trial of Oeka and Death's Door. That's like the first thing. Ori betraying me was not planned. But then us fighting was planned, but it wasn't decided who was actually going to live. I was coming back from my parents and I was messaging Ori being like, we fight tonight, yes? And he went, yes. And I went, and I can't believe I'm saying this publicly. I went, can you let Owen win? Because it's kind of his whole character to be like a soldier. And Ori went, no, I want to fight. I want to win. So I went, okay, fine, I guess. Which in the end, no shot, you said that. Yeah, I was like, canonically, Owen is the best fighter in the maze. It has to be. I myself, as a person, am not that good of a PvPer. So for the story to make sense, I had to be like, Ori, can you die to Owen? And Ori was just like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, well, I can't really make you, so fair enough. Which is why we might as well.
Last time on the outside.
We might as well.
I've tried my hardest.
Oh yeah, so we're at this point we are about 20 days into the SMP, or about a month into the SMP, and my voice is completely gone. I am ill. I am burnt out. I am so awfully tired that I can't. Speaking hurts.
Hey, Apo.
Hey. How are you?
Apo's and my friendship wasn't planned. Apo and I knew each other a little bit before the SMP, and then just became close because we always happened to be live at the same time. We always happened to be on, and so we just became naturally close. The friendship that generated between Apokuna and I was just like, that's just us, like learning more about each other and becoming friends. Him getting mad at me when I stayed in the maze overnight, and I'll get into the whole staying in the maze overnight thing, was him genuinely being annoyed, and me making a pie and giving it to him was a genuine apology as me from one member of the SMP to the other. The same thing happened with Ori and me. Really? Did you not know Ori that much before the SMP? You're kidding me.
I've been.
Might be in the maze right now. I'm not sure.
So
Detective.
Ori is currently in the maze by himself. Apo and I are like, oh, well, we can't let him be in the maze. If we see him again, we have to fight him. I find Ori.
You are unaccountable. Who knows what you might do in there? Things that could.
You know each other at all? That's insane to me. That is wild. Never spoke to each other before you came up the elevator. That's insane. That's crazy. This is actually me. Like, I'm saying to Ori, like, hey, you stop going into the maze. And I, as a content creator, am being like, stop going into the maze. And he, as a content creator, is like, no, I don't want to. So there's like genuine like tussle here, which I think actually just like layers into it a little bit more.
Us. You went in without the general consensus of the group.
Out there because I care too much about every single.
You can get a group. Yeah, of course I did.
And then we fight.
Stop him now.
You went. I will say, for somebody who's not very good at PvP, look how close I get him.
All right, boys, clean fight. I don't want to see something nasty. No potions, no nothing, no teleportation. Okay, is this party ready? Sounds good. Is this party ready?
Yep.
Genuinely nervous at this point because I don't want my character to die. No, he had stone. We both had stone.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, do I leave this one as a cliffhanger? Don't say I leave this one as a cliffhanger. No, I don't. Ori told me afterwards, I'm on the train. No worries. See you later. Bye. Proud of you too, Gracie. Thank you. I will say, while I was on the train, Ori confirmed to me that he had took Moe and Oeko into a server and practiced quarterstaff combat to get the timing down. So I was aware that he was going to be better.
Good hits. Good clean hits.
Look how I've hit him so much at this point. He gets down to half a heart, and then the rest of the battle, I just lose. Look. He is real low at this point, and then I just whiff. Get him there. Get him again. Whiff. Miss again. Miss again. Gone. I choked. One more hit and he would have been done. And the story would have gone a completely different direction because we agreed canonically that whoever won would have ownership of sorts, leadership position of who was allowed to go into the maze and who wasn't. So the actual whole course of the story changed because of that. So yeah, we started out like this, and so you threw. Yeah, I threw. Let's say that. Like canonically, I threw. We started out like this, and was there any benefit to Owen losing at all later on? He lost again. How do you mean? He lost twice. He lost. Well, lost isn't. So the second time when he drags Ori to fight, he actually genuinely does lose on purpose because he's trying to get all his memories back. I think it's better for the story, the Ori one. No, like, did him losing it hold any significance later in the plot? Yes, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Ori continuously, like, saying people should go into the maze when they feel like it. 7 months. Thank you, Feisty Dragon. The 7 months. Yeah. Ori winning made the entrance to the maze a lot more loosey-goosey. And what I mean by that is, I wasn't a writer to begin with, but canonically, we weren't meant to enter the maze. It was just like a not... For the first week of streams, it wasn't meant to be a thing. And more so, if you got trapped in the maze overnight, you were out of the SMP. That was who the original creator of the SMP wanted. That was like his vision. And as you can see, that didn't really happen. Because Bowie got trapped in almost immediately. And so the gravitas of the maze quickly lost a lot of its power. Like, in my eyes, as a content creator, the threat of the maze was called into question very early on due to the fact that content creators got trapped when they probably shouldn't have. That's not to say that I don't like where the SMP ended up, but if it had it been different, the maze would have been seen as this, like, if you go too far in and you can't get out, you're done. Was that why you did the dark maze? The dark maze was my idea. Yeah, the dark maze was meant to, like, also be like, oh, this is really dangerous, and also introduce some PvP stuff, and then Carl got stuck in there overnight. So, you know, I'm not just, that's not to say that I'm upset with the direction the SMP ended, like, headed, but, like, it would have been very different. But that's because I wasn't a writer. I wasn't an owner. I wasn't a writer. I didn't really start writing. Well, no, let's talk now. Let's talk. You free to VC? No rush. Oh, you just immediately called me. Hey, how's it going, man?
You know, just waiting for you to call me.
Sorry. I got distracted with all of the stuff. How you doing? How you feeling after yesterday?
How am I feeling after yesterday? Drained, and then I took a nap, and then I still felt drained afterwards, and then I slept, and now I still feel drained, but I feel less drained.
Fair. I'm good. Yeah, I essentially put off every, like, formal thing that I had to do in terms of, like, expenses, invoices, cleaning the house, feeding myself properly, just all the way up to the finale. And so today was just like a wonderful reset day where I just got to do so much, like, little bits of work.
I think the past week has been one of the most stressing weeks, like, of my life.
Yeah.
Also, like, one of the funnest.
Oh, for sure. It was amazing. I'm super happy. It's those 2 people who died. True. Do you want to go into the private VC so I can get bubbles up for this?
Bubbles, yeah, sure.
One sec.
And outsiders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boop bop. Do you want to run chat through? Can we turn Apple up a bit, tiny bit? Yeah. I mean, thank you, Scott. I'll check that in a little bit. Give me a little 1, 2.
Yo, hi.
Cool.
It is I.
It is I. Do you want to run through chat from your perspective, how you got added as a writer, and then, like, without revealing what you wrote at the beginning, which ultimately went on to shape the SMP?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days of the Outsiders SMP in July of 2021. God, that was an awful old.
No, I liked it. It was good.
Basically, I was invited because I knew a few creators. You know, I was chill with them. I was friends, and basically, one of the owners was like, "Hey, we heard you were pretty good at writing, and you like writing. So you want to write for this SMP?" And I was just like, definitely. That sounds super fun. I get to write lore. Oh my lord. So I guess like a week before the SMP started, I was tasked with loring it up.
Yeah. How much writing did you do before the, like, thing started?
I mean, oh, and you know what?
Yeah, no, fair enough.
I can't say too much.
Sure.
But basically, in a way, the ending of the SMP has been planned ever since before the start.
Yeah, that's
I-
like my favorite part.
Mhm.
I forget when I got brought on as a writer. Do you
Like a
remember?
month later.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
month into it.
So what? Huh?
No, you go.
Oh, when I first like got invited as a writer, I've had like several-ish years of writing experience, but I always did it with like a friend. So a friend and I kind of brainstormed stuff up for a bit to
Mhm.
kind of like pitch to the owners, and then the owners liked whatever we came up with, and now we're using it for Outsiders.
Yeah, and like, I kind of was just contacted by Mo and Oeka. I think partially off the back of the success of my POV.
Mhm.
That was probably an element of it. And then just like, hey, maybe, not in like a negative way. And then they were like, you've done writing for the One Try SMP, like you did some stuff for that for your POV. And I was like, yeah. And so they like brought me on, and then I got in a VC, and they were like, okay, Apo, tell Owen. And you told me what you told me, which we will have a discussion about this same conversation in when the SMP is over.
Yep.
And my mind was blown.
And your mind was blown.
I was like, this is unreal. 100% I'm on board with this.
I think I was actually the one who wanted you to get added as a writer, because I back on the Try One SMP. If
Try One. That's what I'm calling it now.
Back to that time.
Yeah.
The Try One SMP. I had no idea who you were.
No, I didn't know who you were.
Apparently you died or something, and there was like some kind of ghost lore going on.
Yeah.
And my chat was spamming like, "Oh, do you know Owen? Do you know Owen?" I had no idea who Owen was. But apparently you were good at loring. So whenever I got added to another SMP with you, I was just kind of like, "Oh wait, this dude, yeah, story guy."
Yeah.
And from our first interactions, like on the first day and stuff, and so on, I could kind of just tell you were kind of like not dog crap at writing.
Thanks, mate. That's my best review. That's going on my website.
You're
not dog crap at writing.
10,
I'm actually gonna change my Twitter bio to that right now.
Yeah, that's good.
One sec.
And like after a while, I was kind of just like, I kind of don't want to do this by myself. So I was like, hey, Moe, Oeka, you guys want to? Is this okay? Get this guy on. And I think they contacted you. And then,
so really, you were responsible for my career.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You can send me the check in the mail.
I will.
What are we thinking? $1 million, $2 million?
That's about half of what I've made, so that makes sense. So yeah, like we then just kind of started speaking more and more, and we were writers to begin with, and then Oeka and Moe they're comfortable us telling you this because it happened and you can see it, chat. Kind of like slowly step back from content creation and Minecraft as like a whole, and so our roles increased to a level of ownership, which made it a lot easier to organize things, because we could now be like, this is when the law is happening, rather than this is what's happening in the law. So
contact Moe and Oeka, and then get everything sorted out.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was like one less step to go through, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. Chat's asking, when was Siowen's death scripted? So like I always knew that Siowen would end up being a villain of sorts, or at least I wanted it when his memories were revealed. I wanted the audience to be disappointed in him. Like so one of the first things that I came up with was actually that he was a deserter for the army. He like ran away after being and like in the 30 minutes before the SMP started, I started with he was a watchman and he was in charge of watching the gates, and he got distracted at one point and his whole city burned for it, and then he ran away from the war. So he was like disgraced. And then as I realized that Raspy was a demon and I was coming up with her, that shifted to being Owen hunts demons. And then it kind of progressed into Owen was a general of the war, and then it went as it is. There was like a peace rally was like the thing, that the catalyst for Owen snapping. And we tied in Raspy by being the sister of the person that he killed. And it kind of just like grew within the first month, I think. But we never intended on our characters getting so close, right?
Dude, I didn't know you before I joined the server.
No, I didn't know
The first
you.
time I spoke to you was on the Outsiders SMP, like actually like the
Yeah,
Minecraft server.
and you can tell that in the first few episodes because we're like, hey, and you're like, hey, and that's it. Whereas with Gracie, who I knew beforehand, I was like, excuse me, what's going on? And Gracie's like, oh yes, little soft servo, and I can show you everything that you need to know about this place because I trusted her as a creator to like show me. And then why did we like get so close? Like our characters and thus also us as creators.
I think straight up just like I was told you were a good writer and I wanted to associate myself with people that wanted to also write cool stories. So I kind of just like threw myself at you in a way. Like just like here, let's Minecraft roleplay.
Minecraft roleplay. You were always there when I was live. And I was so thankful for that.
It's because everybody started streaming at an earlier time at like 2 or 3 p.m. And my average stream time was like 8 or 9 p.m.
Right.
So I had to kind of like go stream earlier for a few months just because like
that's when people were on.
That's where the content was, right?
Yeah.
So I started streaming when all the like the British people and all the summer stuff was going on, and so yeah.
And that's it. And we like I was saying how me going into the maze by myself while there was like that closed off section, and you were like angry with me about that, and then me making you apple pie was the first like breakup and reunion of our characters, which solidified each other as friends. Because I think characters can't really feel like they've bonded much like in real life. You know who your friends are based off of how well you can like have an argument and then be okay. And so it just like, yeah, it was just improv bonding, like Watermunch said.
Apple pie. I feel like Voices came up with that.
They did. And Ori came up with the concept of voices, which is wild.
And my chat came up with
Spinch, yes, big part of it.
And
I don't remember what other little things.
Can I send you a part of my POV where the fruit trio was made?
Yeah. Oh yes, please. I'd love to watch that on stream. Yes, 100%. Yes. So then, like Raspy, Owen was. I as a content creator was not that close with Raspy as a content creator, and Raspy ended up having to take a step back from the SMP more and more as time went on, for very valid reasons. And so that meant that while you and I were the closest in terms of content creator and character, I needed to be close with Raspy's character because she was like the linchpin for my entire lore. And so then we all kind of like grouped together at multiple times until we realized that all of our names were fruits, I guess. And then the fruit trio was born. And then because the fruit trio was born, someone, and I really forget who, and I hate who made our profile pictures. You remember?
Aish.
Aish.
Not Aish.
Yes. Oh wait, no.
Is it Aish?
AISH.
I'm sorry, Magic's character Aish is like.
Oh yes, yeah. AISH. Right.
I can't. Why can't I? Out. They literally.
Oh, there. Commission's open.
What's the Twitter at?
The Twitter at is 4ISYXH. 4ISYXH.
Why did I think that was Aish? Oh, I guess it kind of like.
It is.
Oh, it is Aish. Oh.
It is,
okay,
yeah.
No, I'm dumb. Oh my.
No, you're fine.
Aish,
shout out to Aish. So Aish made these, and Raspy had one as well, and we put them on to be like, hey, look, matching profile pictures, and then we just kept them. And the longer Outsiders went on, the more we just were like, at one point we just decided we're not going to remove these. We're not going to change our profile pictures until Outsiders is over.
Yep.
And here they are still today. And when the last episode streams, we will change them to be different things. I don't know what yet though, because I actually kind of like mine. I mean, we all like ours, but it's like sometimes it's nice to get a fresh pot of paint.
Maybe something aesthetic. Like I don't know. I like the aesthetics of profile pictures.
I'd quite like to match with you again if that's okay.
I'll make myself a Discordy boy.
Yeah, and I'll just copy you, but I'll make it orange.
Great. I think I almost found the fruit.
You finding it?
Thing.
Okay.
I think.
Will there be a season 2 or is this the end? We can't confirm or deny what's happening after the season, but what we can tell you is that Apo and I will continue making. Apo is very quiet. He might just only be quiet when I'm speaking, chat, because of ducking. I can remove the ducking filter. Hold on. What we can promise is that there will continue to be lore SMPs that Apo and I do after this one is done. Raspy's changed hers because she had to go do other things. How did you go about recording the scream for Owen's death? I was at Scott's house and I excused myself to his recording room, his streaming room. And then I screamed as loud as I could. And I kind of like cupped it into my jumper a little bit. So it felt like a little bit muffled. And then I just added distortion and layering over it. You can find on my Twitter a video taken from outside of the room by L. So go click that.
Sorry, I'm trying to focus on getting this.
No, you do. I'm talking to chat. It's all good. Do we have an ATA when you'll find out more about future projects? I'm guessing not. Apo and I are just kind of promising ourselves to not, like, all our focus is just on Outsiders. Can you explain the song in the background on this video? What, the Britney Spears? They were just listening to music. For context, he turned and said, "Okay, can I ask you a favor?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "So can I record myself burning to death?" That did happen. Yeah, we essentially just dedicated ourselves to Outsiders SMP, and we're refusing to do anything in terms of like major planning past conceptualization stages for anything else. The closer we get to the finale, the more work we'll do on some other stuff, just so that there's a small turnaround period between our SMPs. But yeah, we're here to stay. So, you know. And that will be with like a mix of new and old people, familiar faces and non-familiar faces. So yeah, just talking about like our plans for after the SMP.
Oh yeah.
Got lots planned. We've got at this point like 8 different ideas.
Oh, we should come up with more even.
Yeah.
Have an idea pool.
We will literally just be like talking, and then one of us would just be like XYZ SMP, and then depending on the other person's reaction, we'll like build on it more.
Oh my god, we're making a Mars SMP.
Mars SMP.
Everybody lives on Mars.
We're gonna live on
Mars.
That's actually, I don't say that.
Okay, never
actually, wait, that's a really good idea. And they all have to survive inside of these like eco pods.
Yeah.
And then they have to. Anyway. So that's exactly how it happens. You've just seen that happen live.
Hear the screams.
Thank you, Kai Storms, for 2. No, Mike. Okay, thank you, Kai, for the 2 months. 13:45. 13:45 was it? Did you say?
Yeah, 13:45 in the video. It's like.
Oh, this is your POV. Chat. Apo does have some POV on YouTube. You should go check it out.
Not much, but you know, the first VOD got cut up into.
Yeah. Do you still have the old VODs?
I have all my VODs.
Great. Well, then at some point there may be an Apo POV.
Yeah, maybe.
It would be nice. Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh. Apo. Who's what? Apo. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Leave.
Why is he saying leave?
What?
Okay.
Why are you just sneaking up like that?
Oh wait, are you watching from the start?
Yeah. I'll skip to the end now.
Too close.
So what is this? 13:35. We'll go from here. So here we are. We're all here together.
You can survive those traps. If
Sorry. Oh, that was Apo speaking.
Do you want to like share screen so I can kind of have it playing at the same time?
Sure.
How'd you come up with Outsiders SMP? I don't think we did.
No, there was a different creator.
Different creator.
And I imagine what he did was he said, "Oh, Maze Runner SMP."
Yep.
You're able to turn up. I know, chat. It's as loud as it can go.
if one of you goes through and gets shot, it like you can survive it. But if 2 people trip that wire, then
It's just
What's happened? Raspy tripped over something, and then no, I tripped over something, and then
Raspy got
tripped
hit.
over this. He got hit and tripped over the same thing because of the recoil or whatever.
Yes,
And
yeah.
then we both lost a life.
You both lost a cannon life. I remember that. I wasn't there at the time.
You want a sword?
I mean, I have a stone axe. I feel like.
I have an iron sword or an iron axe. Wait, take
So
this.
far, I
okay.
haven't found anything in there which
Thank you.
actually poses a threat. This is overly massive. This is ridiculous. This is. Who made pikes so long?
I don't know.
If you can see the
I
bottom
have a
right,
stone
you'll see the
axe.
person who made
Stone
Fruit Trio. You'll see it in a
Oh
second.
yeah.
The
Well,
chat.
I
In the
am-
chat.
Do you guys have food by any
Growing
chance?
them.
Oh my gosh, Liz chick. Wait,
Yeah.
orange, apple, raspberry. It's a fruit trio. It's covered by my chat. Hold on, chat. Let me move you. Chat right there. Hold on, let me play and start.
Yeah, I have a lot of spinach.
Spinach.
Oh my god. Wait,
I like spinach.
you're raspberry.
Yeah.
You're orange.
Oh my gosh. And
I'm
you're
apple.
Oh my god.
apricot. There, chat. Liz chick. Wait, orange, apple, raspberry. It's a fruit trio. Liz chick, wherever you are out there, you're responsible
Liz.
for a lot of angst.
Liz is still active in my community.
Oh,
Liz is
huge, amazing.
This is a very cool community member.
Oh.
Wait, go back a little.
Wait, yeah, did I say apricot?
Yeah, you're a little stupid.
That's because
Brain.
apricot is how it like.
Apricot.
What?
Uh-huh.
What did you say?
Stupidity. You're a little
No, how
stupid
did you say that?
brain.
What?
What?
What was it?
What did I say?
What did you? The fruit. What was that?
Apricot?
Apricot. Yeah.
Apricot.
Yeah. We said apricot.
Apricot.
I
Well,
was
apricot
like-
isn't wrong. There's no like it's not APE. Apricot.
Apricot. Would you like an apricot?
Okay, no, we're not. Yeah,
Okay, here we
not
go.
on this.
Oh my God.
Apricot. Oh.
Voices,
Apple.
you're onto something.
Already called him
Apple.
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 My voices are telling me this is a fruit trio.
Fruit
trio.
Let's go.
Fruit trio.
Fruit trio.
Wow.
How do I make polls again?
Wait, it's
Certainly
daytime.
Oh, I thought that was you talking again.
It's daytime.
Next
No.
time. Oh, and then there's me. There's my voice. Yeah, we used to do like swapping out who was saying next time on people's videos.
Yeah, well, what's happening next time?
Oh, sorry.
Outside. There's something over here.
Wait, no, whoa. When we go through here, we can't come back again. Watch out!
Oh my
behind you.
god, another person! This isn't good. This isn't good. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Guys, I'm freaking out. I'm low-key freaking out.
Hey, listen, I never acted before, okay?
You were great. And like slash Jen, I think your acting is really good. You have increased as a as an actor from one actor to another.
Thank you.
You've like come leaps and bounds in your ability to make people cry over acting.
The wall coming up from the floor was sick. It was.
I
pretty
would have
cool.
loved to see more traps, more wall changing stuff, but that technology is so difficult to build if you don't know how to use it.
Yeah. Honestly, I should have just started working on that mod.
Well, now we know. There's so much stuff that we've learned from our time in this SMP. Like so many lessons that we had to learn the hard way from doing a SMP that has lasted a year. Both like in Minecraft, how to do things, and also like how to manage content creators. It's been really fun. Increased
Managing
improv.
people is hard.
Managing people is hard. For real.
FR.
FR. Hey,
Anybody
chat.
who owns anything can vouch.
Yeah, if you ever own an SMP, chat, don't think it's going to be easy to get everyone in the same place at the same time, all agreeing to do the same thing.
Because we had to schedule, I think, the reunion part 1 a month in advance.
Yes. In fact, hold on. Let's talk about the. Hold on.
Managing content creators is impossible.
Managing
Managing people is hard. Managing content creators is
impossible.
You're right, Scott. You're so right.
Put that on a little poster and put it on your wall.
That's literally a life quote right there.
There is a live quote: "Live, laugh, love," or "Managing people is hard. Managing content creators is impossible." So I will not stream finale part 2 chat, but I will go live 30 minutes before finale part 2 to have like a Q&A and to get everybody in, and then we will scatter raid to everybody else. So expect that. because I know that there's like 1.2k people out there who will tune into the stream, and then I want to send them out to another place. Can we talk about the live, like the life of the SMP, or like the livelihood of it, and how it like grew and shrank in popularity over time?
The livelihood.
So like we started off as immediately one of the most sought after SMPs right off the bat. Like the video application process.
I think the big two ones were like Bear SMP and
right.
Outsiders.
And so there was like these two titan, at least like, okay, so you've got like Empire's SMP, Dream SMP, which are all invite only kind of situations, and are obviously made by creators who are prolific and huge in the space. And then you've got like, I wouldn't say like, when I say step down, I don't mean in like a /neg way, but you've got content creators our size and the SMPs that we do, and there's like another level. Does that make sense? Like, you know, application processes you wouldn't really find on any SMP, which is huge, mega size. Yeah, did you ever heard that one, Scott? It's a new one. I hear it's getting like a new thing happening recently or soon. And so that was terrifying because we were going live and getting like 1,000 people or whatever, or like 700 people, and I was used to an average of 120. And people were like rocking up to these streams, and everyone was raiding into each other, and it was like lightning in a bottle. I'd never seen anything like it before, and since then I haven't seen anything like it. And we all just kind of like did it as much as possible over like what, 2, 3, 4 months. It was like that. Is that, you know, do you agree with that like timeline so far?
I think when it started getting into like September, that's when it changed a bit.
So
because that's when school started, and
yeah, so content creators got busy, and when every time I'm talking about a content creator getting busy, chat, there's like no negativity in it. People have stuff that they need to do, and that's fine. But also, I'm perfectly comfortable saying that people got busy, and it became harder to plan lore when more people weren't doing lore, like improving or like taking a reign on their characters and like taking them in a certain direction. Since you both became writers, if you could go back to the start, is there anything you would change about stuff you did for the story?
Yeah. I would kill off Oweka a lot sooner. No, okay. From a writing perspective, if this was like a Netflix series or something, people would be expecting deaths a lot sooner than it actually happened. Okay, like this isn't /neg towards Oweka or anybody. This is just like a writer's perspective, right? The things between like Oweka, Moe, and Ori that were happening at the time was like a perfect arc for season 1 in a way, and everything seemed like it was building up to like one of them dying, right? Like Moe, Ori, or Oweka, right? Like Moe and Oweka had like this like beef because, you know, Oweka left Moe in the maze and Moe disappeared or whatever for a while, and then Oweka and Ori had like their like weird underground like bunker this thing, and then like there was also like I know like Gracie, Ori, Moe, and Oweka had a thing going on, and they were streaming a lot together. So like, if that could have been built up in Oweka's story, was like built up in a season 1 type finale way, where like Oweka and Ori fought like at the end of August or something, you know how cool that would have been?
Yeah, you're right.
That would have been super cool.
And so in that lies one of the biggest issues with an SMP, in which like life and death is on the cards every time you go into the maze.
You don't want to mess over a creator's career.
Yeah, exactly. So like the first person who died actually, like an actual content creator death, was Squidney, right? And Squidney took a hold of that, and that happened. Really, that was a very big sacrifice for Squidney to make. Like it happened at a time where it kind of made sense anyway, because she started to get busy IRL with a lot of other stuff. But to basically say, I'm not going to be involved in the streaming of this SMP, which is quite a profitable SMP, and like both in terms of career, but also like connections and friends, and also fun. She basically took it on herself to be like, I'm out. This is it. And that was, I have a lot of respect for her as a content creator for taking that step, because while I knew that I wanted Owen to die before the end, I didn't want him to die that soon. And so we were looking around like, there has to be a death, but who's it going to be? and then it was Squidney. So thank you, Squidney, for
Yeah,
that.
because Squidney was just really busy with stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to Squidney.
Shout out to
Squidney's
Squidney.
Genuinely such a freaking
Nice, good catch.
fudging cool creator.
Oh, for sure. And like something I love about Squidney's character is that they're so self-contained in that she just wanted to live in the clearing. Like that was good enough for her as a character, and then she didn't even get that. She didn't even get to enjoy that because it was like stolen. For sure, Watermunch, I agree with you completely. So big up, Squidney.
Oh, I mean, like, we can talk about how like my character was supposed to die like in November, December.
Well, right, yeah. So then that's why I was talking about like the lifeline of it. It kind of like it like dipped a bit. There was a dip. There was a noticeable dip, and you and I got together as writers. This was even before Mo and Oeka died, and we went, this SMP deserves to have a finish. We have to finish this. Yep. We could have easily just been like, people are getting a little bit bored. People are kind of like, they want to do other projects. We should just leave it. But we essentially there and then decided we have to finish this. This is a story. This is going to be unlike any other SMP that we know of, where there's going to be a finish. It's going to end. And so we started that, and that required at times, and I feel comfortable saying this because I think they would agree, really frog marching creators into participating in stuff sometimes. Like, sometimes people were just not in the mood, and that's fine because people are people and they have stuff to do. But Apo and I would just have to be like, no, you have to do this. Like, you're doing this with us, and we're doing it, and we're finishing it. And it would be like a different kind of set of circumstances every time. But we took it upon ourselves to like plot the entire SMP on this graph, which maybe one day I'll show you guys. We plotted the entire thing.
At least show the dumpy.
Oh, I'm scared of revealing too much. I've already got it open in a tab.
Oh my.
Like, so
oh my God.
There is a part of this lore chat that, you know what? Here, I'm gonna cover this. I'm gonna create a box and I'm gonna cover it.
No, if you snipping tool it, just snipping tool the stuff you want.
It's okay. I got this. I want to show the magnitude of the SMP without actually revealing anything. Okay, there.
Wait. What's that little one at the top?
The little one? Oh, you can actually see my screen still. I forgot about that. It just says build team. It just says build team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here, chat. Being very careful not to. So we shared this graph with people as and when, and then Eloise at one point had a suggestion for something to happen in the lore, and it was this. So this, every time we've logged on, basically, you see how small that square is? Imagine this square, the whole thing underneath this white box is full of those squares. From beginning to end, everything that happens in the SMP is scheduled, and we have a line, a certain bar that I move to the right every time we like cross over something. So let me go back to full cam real quick. We plan this. What is the very first thing that I have? Relay race. Relay race was the first thing that we like. So that should show you how far back we were planning this. And you know what? I'm going to actually go and check back when that relay race stream occurred, because that will give you a good example of when we basically sat down and went, lore needs to happen.
I think it was late October, like the end of the very end of October.
Yeah, saving a life in. Okay, this episode is it was in December, but I think you're right. It was like October time, and we basically. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think I was about to say the same thing as you, where it was we scheduled it for like each week, and then we predicted that the SMP would be over in November.
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, yeah, but then the month break attacked.
Yes. So we started doing lore pretty much once a week, twice, like once every 2 weeks, once every week. We were just getting it out because we were like, if we're gonna finish this SMP, it has to happen via lore streams. So we would get people to be like, okay, you're going to go live. You're going to tell this part of the story. This is what your stream is dedicated to. Then I'm going to go live. I'm going to progress this part of the story. We're all going to have an event. This is happening. And then we started to just kind of hear through the grapevine that the audience were getting burnt out. The audience were just like, this is too much. I'm falling behind on lore, and I can't be bothered to catch back up. And I'm like done. I'm overwhelmed, as it were. And so this is also a time when content creators were also like not happy with the amount that was happening, and so they basically just took a step back. And Appa and I had to come together and basically just be like, I pump the brakes. We either like continue as we're doing now, or we have to shut this whole thing down and just like take a moment. That's when I think we tweeted on the Outsiders account being like, lore's going to stop for a long while we get our little ducks in a row. I don't know whether or not in hindsight I would make that same decision again, Apo. I don't know about you. Because
yeah, I don't know.
Netflix series, well, like the old way that TV shows used to happen, like Doctor Who, is that there would be one episode every single week, and that would just and if you missed it, you just watched it and catch up, like on iPlayer or something. Us producing too much content is I'm still on the fence about it being a bad thing. If someone in the community was like, this is too much, I would want to say to them, okay, that's fine. Just like go and come back when you're ready.
I feel like it's because people are watching too many POVs.
Right.
And kind of getting like this overwhelming feeling.
Mm,
Because like if you watch one POV, usually it's like, I don't know, like back then it was like a stream a week or something, or maybe two, and both of them were like 40 minutes, 50 minutes long or something.
And so eventually then we just were like, okay, not lore once a week, lore once a month, or like twice a month if we're lucky. And so that's what caused the SMP to still be running now in June, which is crazy because it was meant to last 6 months and it's lasted 12.
Any scrapped lore? We'll talk about scrapped lore like whenever it's over.
I always feel like the trick with SMPs like this and Empires and such is like picking 3 to 5 people and you watch their VODs as they come out and the rest you catch up on it and if you want to. That's how I did Third Life? Last Life? Life? The one with Grian and Martin and you, Scott. The one where you could like give lives to people. I watched one POV. I watched Martin's POV, and then I went back and I watched like Mumbo's. And you know, I like would watch it live, well, not really live, watch it as the videos came out, and then I would go back and like watch someone new. But it doesn't matter because what happened, and that's it. And then you died, right? Like we led all the way up to you. No, you were in the maze.
I was pretty mazy, yeah.
You went into the maze thinking that the SMP wasn't going to be going on for that much longer, or that you were only going to be in maze for a little bit, and then you spent the rest of your canonical life in the maze. Yes,
I felt dead inside.
I feel so bad because we couldn't have you come back. It wouldn't feel right. Do you regret not coming back?
I mean, I told some pretty good stories, so I feel like I'm fine with it overall. I mean, yeah, I missed out on probably like more followers or something.
Probably.
Because, like, less, you know, viewer mixing or whatever. But like, I don't know, it was a good story to tell. Him being like all, nobody likes me there. I should just try to find an exit to, you know, repent for my sins.
Yeah. I think you're a testimony to being able to. If you have to go, see you later, Scott. Bye. I think you're a testimony to be able of a creator in terms of being able to entertain an audience when like virtually nothing is happening in regards to other content creators, like as a standalone story. When I went into the prison on the last stream yesterday, I was like, how did Apo talk to no one?
I did like 3 or 4 of those streams, by the way.
Yeah, they were like, and it wasn't just the one; it was so many. But for a lot longer than 10 minutes as well, like 20, 30 minutes at a time. How you managed to do that is insane to me.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, luckily, I feel like in a way I explored my backstory the most. Because just like the way I did it, it would be kind of like here are the plot points we need to reach. We're gonna improv to them. And then I got a couple of my friends, Eden, Will, Water Munch.
Water Munch. Huge.
Water Munch now, last stream.
Mhm.
Yeah, we would just like improv stuff, and then wow, that's the backstory thing, and I could get like 5 of those streams out or something.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, Red being in the maze also helps because I could do like 2 or 3 streams with him.
Yeah.
And then also like
yeah, go ahead.
And then there was like one with Beck and Angel because Angel wanted like revenge, and then I, you know, did a little horn thing.
Very nice, very good.
Yep.
What? Yeah, and I'm now a canonical demon as well as a demon in this chat. Very true, Watermunch. Very true. I guess it would be like if people are looking for writing advice. One of the things that I would suggest is you're going to write a story, and then you're going to have to find ways to not follow it because things in real life happened. I don't feel uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is I feel comfortable telling you, chat, that certain things happen in the lore in order to facilitate things that had to happen in the real world. Such as Grace went into a coma because her as a content creator became busy. And we didn't want it. What would happen is if we didn't have a canonical way of doing something, the only thing chat would say is, where's this person? Why is this person here? You had to like give them a reason as to why they were missing. Do you feel like that's fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously this is nothing against like
no, God no,
because we all get busy and stuff.
Then that's it. Like, and that's just life. And if you're gonna write a lore series, you have to be ready for those to write those into the story in some way.
That tied in so well with the lore, not gonna lie. We're like we've been like improvision writers for this series in a way. Like a lot of it's like overall structured and planned, but like the amount of stuff we've had to like introduce or like events we've had to write to like fit certain things.
Radoons had other stuff going on and couldn't give as much time to the SMP as he would like, so he canonically went and lived in the maze.
Then dude became one of the best like characters ever.
Exactly. And and you got to let these things shape the story. You can't, like, if you push against them, the story becomes too rigid.
Yep.
Ori getting his amnesia and disappearing was written because Ori actually had to leave IRL and came back months later, and we sat him down and we're like, how are we going to explain this? Why has your character been missing? And so we kind of like structured that in a way. Was Red canonically a demon? Yes. In the last stream, if you watch certain POVs, you can see Ridoons has like sawn off horns and a disfigured face. Certain characters' lore exists and will never be told unless the creator wants it to be said. And I think that's the way that world building should be. Like in D&D, when you're running a campaign, you make a really detailed world and then you show the audience 1% of it. I like the idea that we have no idea what Radoons' thing was, what was up with Radoons. I like that about him, and I don't feel the need to clarify because it makes the world seem big. When you get all of the answers that you want in a nice little line, you're able to see the edges of the world that we've created. And so by leaving things like blurry on the edges, the audience fill in their mind and get a better sense of how big the world is. Will Radoons' status be said on the outside of Twitter? That I can't answer that question. Maybe one day I'll be able to answer it. It's part of why SPs are so fun to watch. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's not like a Netflix show. I don't want stuff to be so rigid. I like a bit of stuff thrown in about and not knowing where things are going all the time. It's great until. So sorry, Appa, you say what you wanted to, and then I'll say.
The writers want to cry.
So like, okay, we knew that Appo was going to die to the hands of Owen. Like, Appo was going to die to see Owen's hands. We wanted to include Owen interacting with Raspy because he was the reason why she was kind of there in the first place. And then it felt weird to not include Red and Crow as they are both demons. It felt like a missed opportunity. So we began writing that in, and it shaped how Owen's death happened. Owen was originally going to die to Raspy's hands. But as time went on, we realized that getting hold of Raspy, because she's a busy person, that's totally fine, was going to be difficult. So we changed it. And that's when I was like, hey, Crow, you're the last how about you be the last person? And I can find out the exact moment that it happened, because Crow and I found it the other day. If I type in the words Kraken into our... what was it? Oh, it's not Kraken. I can just scroll up, I think. Has a link. Has link. And then scroll back. Can you entertain chat while I do this?
Yeah.
Found it. Bye.
Well.
Okay. Let me read this verbatim while I'm missing a lot of stuff. Crow. Oh, I missed that. I discuss something with Crow. I then say, no, because like, what if we fight to the death? Is what I say to Crow. Owen is going to get his memories back and realize he is a demon hunter. He'll promptly kill Apo, make his way back to the clearing, and pretend like nothing happened. This is the first time Crow's ever heard me saying this, because we kept most of our backstories secret from each other so as to emphasize like shock when it happened. Most people didn't know that Owen was a bad guy until the leading few like weeks or months up into it. He'll then lure Guts into a secluded basement at his house, overpower them, and kill them too. He'll then do the exact same thing with Raspy, but she'll cotton on to what he's doing and stab him. Obviously, there's only one demon not covered in that story, C. Crow. And then I say, proposal. Crow either comes back or Owen finds it in the maze, and either way, they end up exploring a section of the maze together. They find a section of the maze, there's a massive drop into a whirlpool of water at the bottom, with loads of pipes spewing out into the great drop. They stand at the edge and sit and chat after a while. Owen begins to let on about who he is, and Crow begins to pick up clues that something is happening. Owen, this is actually different to what ended up happening. Owen hands Crow a knife and forces it to fight him. Crow almost wins the knife fight, but Owen disarms it and throws the knife into the whirlpool of water at the bottom. They then fight hand to hand, and Owen beats the ever-living crap out of Crow before finally throwing its limp body off the edge into the whirlpool. Crow doesn't actually die, but gets sucked into the water transportation system of the maze. Owen goes back, and eventually dies to Raspy's hands, and a few days later, Crow finds its way into the first or second clearing through the pipes. The original, that happened in November. That conversation happened on the 17th of November.
Was it November? Wow.
Yeah. That long ago. And then we changed it to Raspy dying first because we realized that getting hold of Raspy was going to be tricky. And so, chat. Sorry about Apple. I'm going to ramble for a little bit. Is that okay?
You're good.
So, how do I put this? Certain characters in stories, certain stories like Marvel, have character deaths be a significant moment where if someone's going to die, it's for a purpose. It has a lot of lead up. It has a lot of like aftercare for the audience. See, for example, the ending of the Endgame, Marvel's like Avengers movie. And then on the other side, you've got George R.R. Martin, writer of the bloomin' Game of Thrones, who will just kill your favorite character without even giving them a single moment to know what's happening. They're just dead. They're dead. Move on. Oh, and no one gets to be sad about it. It's too late. We've moved on. I like a mixture of those two things. And unlike Marvel or Disney or any of the other major like companies that create media, Outside is its standalone story that lends itself well to being able to defy expectations, such as people dying suddenly. But we had to be really careful, and specifically I, because I was proposing these deaths to these creators, to not make the audience pissed off at us for it. I like that C Raspy and C Guts died with very little fanfare, because that's what it would. Owen wouldn't care about giving them a big lead up or doing it very ceremoniously or giving the audience a lot of aftercare. All he cares about is collecting the demons' lives, and he does that with very little remorse. That's always a part of him that I quite liked. Yeah, no worries. And so we pushed the audience. We had to push the audience right up until the moment where they began to break. We like right up until there was like a bit of fracturing, and we got there, and I was ready for it, but not to the extent that it happened. There was a response with Crow's death where it was like, this sucks. I hate this. This feels unfair. I don't like the owners getting away with all of this. I don't like the direction the story is going. I want there to be closure. I want there to be like comeuppance for Owen. And there was going to be, but I wanted the audience to feel what it felt like if there wasn't any of that. Like, what if George R.R. Martin had written this series? Crow would have died there and then, and that would have been it. Did you like the reaction to that then? Was that what you expected? We expected it, and I even got a blooming message from Crow just before it happened. Where is it? Crow basically said, I can't find the exact message, an hour before the stream, I'm really nervous. What if we get pooped on? It used different language to that. We were genuinely nervous that this was going to be too much. And I think in an extent, in certain parts, it was. Because but that's not to say that I'm upset that we did it. I just needed people to hold out for a week. When we were like, hey, trust the process, it's because I knew that the audience didn't want that to happen. They didn't want Owen to get away with it. Even though I think if that had happened, it wouldn't have been that bad of a story, because it's a story. Like, these things happen. And maybe the baddie doesn't get his comeuppance, and maybe the person who deserves to kill him doesn't get to kill him. One of my mods said in my own chat, Crow isn't going to die this stream because that would be the most predictable thing to happen. And then it happened. And they were like, I wasn't expecting that, because it was the most predictable thing to happen. Everyone thought that Crow was going to best Owen, so we couldn't do it. It's too predictable. It's too Netflix. It's too Marvel. Owen getting his comeuppance by the hands of C. Crow after killing all 3 demons and only there being one left. Hello? No, that was Akko. I think it definitely was too much. If the finale wasn't happening a week later, if you had put the finale in longer, then it would have been awful for the story. It would have been awful for the story. I don't think it would have been a bad story. Did you invite anyone to the SMP directly? We could talk about applications. Yes. So, had Crow died and not come back, I don't think it would have been a bad story. Do I think it would have been as satisfying of a story? No, absolutely not. The audience very much like Crow coming back, but I don't think it would have been a bad story all the same. App, are you there? Oh, he's gone. Okay, fine. That's fine. C. Father's Owen is not alive. He died in the city. One of the reasons why I love that is because the audience could guess what certain things meant and what was going to happen. Yes, and okay, so in order to make this feel deserved, in order to have Crow's reunion with the clearing, Crow's essential resurrection, we had to make sure that the audience realized that it was a deliberate choice by the writers. We had to give you something of substance. The Tooth and Nail stream has 3 things that happened. In the stream, in Crow's chat, and on the Twitter, that act as a pointing mechanism for us now to say that that was a deliberate choice that we made and Crow was always going to come back. It's not up to me to say that because it's not my character. Even though we all came up with them together, it's not the camera footage. No one's found them. It's too detailed. Because, wait, what was this? No, it would have been a good story, but it would not have been good for the audience's reaction. The fact they only took a week for the plot twist to come out made it feel less of a disappointment. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Some people in blooming Netflix series have to wait a whole season for their characters to come back. Yeah. Welcome back. I'm just finishing up, as in like finishing up this little ramble. We had to make it seem deliberate that Crow came back. We couldn't just make it be like, oh, Crow's back. And there's no way that you could have figured this out. But we also realized the audience were getting really good at predicting what was going to happen. So we made these 3 details as subtle as we could. And in hindsight, probably a little bit too subtle. Crow on, I think, Thursday or a certain day soon this week will run you through each of them. And then you'll get it. Did you say they were in the stream? One of them is in the stream. One of them is in the VOD. And one of them is on outside of that on a different platform. That's all I can say. I don't want to say any more because I'm up to Crow. Anyway, yes, Apo.
Ooh,
I
do want to say something.
Yes, please do.
Right.
kind of like a topic I want to talk about. It's very interesting writing a lore SMP because it's very different to basically anything else. Because I don't know, let's compare it to a Netflix series, right?
Sure.
With a Netflix series, you know it's going to like happen because you like wrote it and everything's like structured, like really structured. But with a lore SMP, you got to take into account like every single little thing. Like if a creator's busy, if a creator like, I don't know.
Yeah. If you write something for a
wants to do
Netflix
something
series,
else.
it will happen.
Yeah, because everybody's under contract, you know, like
Yeah.
the way it happens is just the way it happens. But with a lore series, like there's so many like unexpected little things that you have to like work around or like work through. And it's basically like writing a Netflix series, but then improvising the writing up to it.
Yeah. Like you don't want to write, you don't want to put things into too much stone. Like you don't want to like set things in stone because it makes everything too rigid. And then as soon as something needs to change, it all collapses in around you.
Yep.
Like we could have had Raspberries and Guts' death be very ceremonious and have like a month's lead up, but the creators couldn't dedicate that much time to the project. They had to go. They were essentially out by the time the stream. They had lives to do. And so when the audience says stuff like, "Oh man,"
wait, that's just me saying the other creators that are here right now don't have lives.
Yeah. All of the creators that actually still stream Outsiders have nothing to do.
Slush J. Yeah, say Magic. I have no life too. Let's go.
Yeah, like when the audience are like, "Oh, it feels really unceremonious the way that Guts and Raspberry died," or like when XYZ happened, I didn't like that plot point. It does hurt a little bit because some of these things are out of our control, and we have to just be like, "Hey, it happened," and we had to go with it, and that's just the way it happened. And that's fine. But my goodness, is it a tricky thing?
Where, like, should we just write off the character completely because people are busy and you just won't get like a proper conclusion, or do you at least want some sort of like a finale finish to the character? That's kind of like what we have to work with in a way sometimes.
Like with Guts' and Raspberry's death happened within the span of 20 minutes. The beginning of the stream, they were dead 20 minutes later. Happened again. Raspberry was dead 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have done a huge thing, but I was only working with what I could do. And that's fine. And it happened. And actually, in hindsight, I liked the way that it happened. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? The reunion. Do you want to talk about the reunion and the lead up to it? Because the audience had no idea what was going to happen. But I want to do a little poll.
What if we save it for like another episode of because this is just episode 1.
This is true. We don't want to do everything.
More like the early stuff, right?
Yeah. We'll go for a little bit longer, maybe like 15 minutes, and then we can wrap it up.
Oh, I was gonna.
Oh, okay.
Suggest something.
Oh, go ahead.
We have backups to older worlds.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanna hop on the earliest
one,
a month into the SMP, August 24th.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We would just have to switch the mod pack, but that's pretty easy.
Yes, we can just like delete it.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do that?
Let's save that for another one. Let's save that for another one, just so we can get it all set up, ready to go. We're not going to watch the applications just yet. We're going to watch the applications after the whole SMP is over. Someone said, "Is what happened with the pig interaction on Tooth and Nail important?" It's important in the sense that it gives closure, because Puddy died, basically, and then
it's another pig that was killed for the food.
Yeah. For some reason, everyone's fine with other pigs being killed to feed to Guts, but the concept of it being Puddy was not okay. Puddy didn't die. He didn't die. He is actually the original entity of Puddy, and I think I've said this before, is hidden somewhere in the map. Because I legitimately found myself needing to get rid of Puddy, as in like, so he wasn't in the house when I recorded, but I didn't just want to kill him because he was the original entity that I had like somehow bonded with, even though he's just a bunch of ones and zeros. And so I lowered him gently into a new area and then left him there. When the outside SMP is over, I will log on and TP him into like 100,000 blocks away from the actual map, so he can just walk around and exist.
Nice.
Heard her go to chat, touch the ones and zeros, and you still do that. Yeah. And I hate it. And I told Beckham this, and she was like, "You legitimately did that for something that doesn't even know you exist. It's just a mob inside of a video game, inside of a server." And I was like, "Yes, I did."
Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this thing I DM'd you?
Hmm? Hold on.
Hmm?
Apo.
Should we talk about that at all?
Yeah. Do you want to mention who it was?
Who
the person who
tweet
tweeted
was?
it? Yeah.
Mellow High.
Mellow High. Mellow
war
High,
goblin.
one of the best predictors. Dandelion and Daisy did not, both canonically and uncanonically, did not survive. Chat.
I think Mellow High just really understands the writing that's going on.
Yes.
So it's like,
I don't know how Mellow High has consistently managed to predict things
yeah.
that happen.
Allium just like picks our brains. It's wild.
I don't know how they do it, and it angers me slightly. Like,
angers you slightly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What are you playing at? I would not be surprised if it turned out that someone was feeding them secrets. I'm on to you, Mellow High. I know what you're. I know. I'm always watching.
But should we talk about it? There was a sign.
So there was a sign. 21 dash. Oh, hang on. Sorry. We were. Thank you, Bex, for the 13 months. Let's go. Thank you, Bex. I cannot believe they've had the exit code since like the beginning of the series and just had no idea what to do with it. This is wild, my friends, how the pieces connect and they line up. 21-213-410-4020-129. That was the code.
Yeah.
And everyone who was there to see that code before the maze shifted is canonically dead. So that bit of info could only come from someone who had, from an entity that knew the maze. I don't know how much we should say, I'll be honest.
I already have like a
Go ahead.
For it and stuff. Well, so I guess the original sign was kind of like there, so they could write it down and use it for later once they got access to the dark maze. But because all of them,
died,
there had to be another way to.
Yeah.
There
had to be another way. And hopefully there will be some lore happening that explains why that happened.
I wonder what lore.
I mean, it has already been announced in a sense and then said that it was delayed.
That's true.
There's still one more story to be told, chat, before the finale part 2, which happens in late July. Ori has yet to tell his story. And we will see that soon. That's all we'll say. Oh, yo! Oh, speak of the devil!
That Ori and Owen actually secret being besties and not actually hating each other's guts.
Oh, canonically? Yeah. Yeah, Ori, I've been talking about that. Ori, I was talking about how our fight was like, the winner of that fight wasn't predetermined. We basically just actually did PvP. I also found out today, Ori, that you didn't know Gracie before the Outsiders. There's no more streams after Ori Magic. There's no more left to do. No more stories to be told.
It's funny because there was like an original set of people that came from a group chat that all knew each other and were friends for like months beforehand, I think. And then there was like people added from, I think, some Try One members and some at least like one Bear SMP member, which was Ori, I think, right?
Yes, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm pretending to not know anything. I'm being a viewer. Yeah, well, there's no more stories other than the finale part 1, which will in and of itself contain stories about a lot of the cast and will tie a neat little bow around most things. Chris and I were complete strangers. That's wild to me. Apo and I were complete strangers. Why are you calling it Try One? Because we're not calling it One Try.
It's funny.
Because it is funny. It's funny. It's a very funny little thing. Most was depending, Neon. Again, like, I don't want to say any absolutes because we don't know what's going to happen. I've learned that we have to be flexible. I just want to say there are so many streamers I'd never heard of. Outsiders has introduced me so many friends and content creators that I never would have met otherwise. Such as Crowfang, who just like came in swinging and beforehand, like, was I don't know like how often Crow was a relatively new streamer when it joined,
Crow
right?
started content creation, I'm pretty sure, in June.
Wow.
2021.
Crow, hands down, one of the greatest creators I know.
Yeah, for real.
Its dedication and intricacies in its plot are like just blew my mind to the point where we didn't have to do anything. I've never had to, like, I don't know about you, Apo. I've never had to give Crow direction during this process.
No,
it just did
Crow, I mean, I know it kind of like gave us whatever like story thoughts she was having, but besides that, like it was all Crow. Like,
yeah,
Crow Fang's story, that was Crow's.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and it worked so closely with us in the sense that it like kept us updated and checked in, and was always up for telling us how it would react, how its character would react in certain situations. It was just good. It was just all so good. Honestly, this project has allowed so many communities and members, CCs and mods to make new friends and meet people. Exactly. I mean, I hope so after a year. If Crow gets partner on the second application, I would consider that the greatest achievement of the SMP. Not to say that like without the SMP, Crow wouldn't have got partner, but it's certainly what most of its career has like been based around so far. And I'd just be super proud of it. It deserves it out of anyone I know. So I will be writing to Twitch if that doesn't happen. Yeah,
better get partner.
Crow better get partner.
We should have trended that instead of outside.
4,000 tweets about Crow getting partner. You're right. Dang it.
That is true.
Isn't an Outsiders? But how did you get in the Tommy in it video?
He saw Tommy in it.
Actually saw Tommy in it after.
No. He saw Tommy in it, and then he just yelled at Tommy in it.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, include me, include me."
Include me, just randomly. Like, put me in a video now. Or
if you want to know the pipeline. Yeah, that's exactly how I said it. If you want to know the pipeline for that chat, the short matter is, I played MCCR, I got hired for Nox Crew, I started making the videography stuff. A lot of the MCC people followed me because I made videography stuff. And then when Tom was like, hey, I'm doing this video, Hunger Games video, DM me if you're interested, because he followed me, I was able to DM him, and then I was in it, and then I bumped into him outside my house like 30 minutes later.
So basically, connections.
It's who you know, not what you do.
Living in
Brighton. Yeah. That's another thing. That's another crazy part of it. So just get hired by Nox Crew, chat. Thank you, Spoopy. He's Espez. What were you saying about the Dark Maze a bit earlier? Sorry, I was away. The Dark Maze. I came up with the concept of the Dark Maze because I didn't want us to have the same maze every time. And because I wanted us to be able to fight mobs in the maze without it being nighttime. Is that right? Do I remember that correctly, Apple?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just like every single part of the maze was different because we wanted a different experience every time.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go back to our messages, sort it from old to new.
I have a question for you, Owen.
Yeah?
Do you feel like some of the maze is like pretty?
Yeah, aesthetically, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Because like, I know like the original maze was like an adventure map or whatever. But I ended up doing like all the biomes and sectors, and like every like cool part you see has been made by me. I know the Maze 2 entrance was made by Guts, so that's cool. Shout out Guts. But I worked on most of it, and I hope you guys like it because I don't know.
You put a lot of work into it.
Really pretty and stuff, and especially Sector 3. Sector 3 is so cool. Oh my god, I wish you guys could have experienced it at night more.
Sector 3 was one of the things which we made completely from scratch, right? If I remember correctly, that you made completely from scratch.
Completely from scratch.
Terraform, the lake, the house, everything.
Yes. It was so cool.
We will give a maze tour one day, chat.
Oh my god. Especially at night when it snows and it looks so pretty. Really pretty.
I've got messages of us being like, finish Dark Maze.
Dark Maze.
Which I said in like January.
Yep.
I said, almost forgot this. Documentation written to scatter around icy area, fix lake, finish Dark Maze, 2 levers in ice area, That was
Sector
like
3 was basically done in like November though, most of it.
yeah. Sector 3 is one of my favorite places in the maze. Mine too.
It's so good. What is your guys' favorite place in the maze? I wanna know real quick.
Go ahead, chat, and we will go visit there in our next tour of the Into the Writers Room.
Well, it depends what version of the maze we go to.
Yes, yeah, true. When Outsiders is completely over, can we have a map download? I'm gonna message this to you now, Apo.
I mean, we can probably say that we are looking forward to having it, and we want to do that.
And even the next bit that it'll have on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, at the end of Outsiders, once the whole SMP is over, we want to do a charity stream that takes place on an older version of the Outsiders map that has as many of the creators that we can get on that want to get on, not in character, just as content creators. For that charity stream, there will be goals that if we hit as a community, we will do stuff such as release the mod pack, release the map downloads, like the first clearing all the way through to the last, like the dark maze, and as well as a bunch of other stuff which I won't get into just yet. So yeah, that's the plan. So every time anyone has said to us, what's the mods, and we've said we're not telling you, at least from my POV, it's because of the knowledge that we're going to try and raise some money. So we need to figure out what charities we want to support and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what our goals are
We
going to
want
be.
to do something cool with it. Like we just
This is like a goodbye.
Just using like the brand and stuff to kind of like support people and support good causes and stuff. That would be very nice.
Very excited for that. So the first little area from the entrance to the the levers section has always been like one of my favorite bits. I remember
like the first levers.
Yeah, before Sector 2 got opened.
Yeah.
It was always just like the map felt so massive back then, and now walking to the levers is like a little stroll in the park.
Yeah.
Was there any outsiders who messed up the story too much? Nope. It was lovely working with all of them. I remember you said the creatures in Sector 3 like were important, so what happened to those? Were they scrapped or what? No comment. Sounds like so much fun, so be there and support a great cause. Yeah, exactly. How did the idea of Oweka's Lemonade and the Fever Dream come about? Oh, people wanted fluff. Everyone was just like, oh, Outsiders is like an anime. When's the beach episode? And I think what you and I suggested to the other, like, why don't we actually do a beach episode? And so,
yeah, and then I got the Wii Sports Resort map off of like a download or something.
Yeah.
And then we just played on that for like an hour or two.
It was so fun.
It was fun.
It was
really fun.
so great. And we needed a reason that they all woke up in the thing. So we were just like
the perfect person to do it.
Exactly.
You know, Oweka would somehow accidentally drug the whole clearing.
Yeah. And no one would be upset afterwards.
It's an Oweka.
It is an Oweka thing.
Lemonade that everybody drank. No, it was actually just
liquid
water.
cocaine.
Or that. Or mix of both, maybe. Maybe it had some sort of like interaction, something like that.
Yeah.
And no one would question it, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Was Owen's talk of magic at the end of last year in January? Was it manipulation? I have a cool idea for an animatic that would work based on this. I already mentioned at the very beginning of the stream. It's unconfirmed and will remain unconfirmed. So
Forever.
there's that forever. Could be either or.
You gotta think. The community has to.
Can't really like figure it out either because there's too much for either way.
Yeah.
Like he got hit on the head. That's an argument for it being Mazoin. There's nothing that has happened so far to suggest that Mazoin would come back. That's an argument against it. There's like
also I think like a point towards Mazoin would be because like over time Owen had time to process like his old memories and stuff. Eventually Mazoin could have maybe like
bled
came
through.
back a bit, bled through, right?
And just so
because, like,
it's okay, you go.
Just because like with Siapo, like he probably would have been like just like Owen if it wasn't for the fact that he had months and years to basically ponder those memories.
And just to clarify, chat, Appa doesn't know either. Like,
I don't know either.
This
I don't know.
this is just something that's in my head, and one day I'll tell the audience.
A little rat.
I'm a little rat man, yeah.
Well,
Um,
whatever.
Someone said, was the sword in the stone planned from the beginning to be a big part in the escape? Not from the beginning, but certainly like 25% of the way through, I want to say.
Pretty early on.
Quite early on, we were like, hey, we need XYZ, and we needed something, and we needed something for Bekyamon. And we were like, and we worked with Bekyamon to like meld those two together. And I'm really happy with how that came out, because it gave Bekyamon something of substance. That's another thing, chat. I like to think he was dealing with the dichotomy of two very opposing memories and brains. And fair. What's XYZ? I can't tell you everything, chat. What was I gonna say? Yes, it's one thing writing a story. It's another thing writing a story with 8 to 12 characters where every single person in that story needs to have something interesting happen for them. Because
are you talking about just the finale part 1?
Just everything. Like, anytime we did an event, we had to try and keep in mind what's entertaining for each person's audience, because we didn't want it to just be like a viewing show for certain characters. And at times I think we succeeded, and at times I feel like we could have done a better job. We've gotten better at it. I think the finale part 1 is a testimony to us getting it down to a science. Everyone had something to do in that. Spidey discovering Squidney's basement on fire, Akka walking me to the prison, Ori obviously with the arm thing, Crow and Red is pretty self-explanatory, Bex with the sword, Soup saved Angel, Angel fell into the lava, Angel had the thing that happened to her. There was something with everybody, and I really like that. That was big pogs. None of
didn't actually fall into the lava.
No. No.
She was 1 block off of the lava.
Tell me psych right now.
Not psych.
No.
Not psych.
I'm bringing up her stream right now. I'll share my screen for you. You're kidding me. Chat, when I tell you... So here's the thing. Certain things happen. We try and push the envelope. We try and push the boundaries of what's possible via live content whenever possible. And one of the things that we wanted to do was have a very real part where Angel could die. Angel has lost 2 of her canon lives. She only has 1 left. And we wanted her to fall into the lava and then get saved by Soup with a fire resistance potion. But we also were aware that if Soup missed the fire resistance potion, Angel would be canonically dead, and that would be the end of her character, and none of what happened for the rest of the stream would have happened. So there was an element of trust, and that's just sometimes we don't have to do that. We could have like had it pre-recorded, or we could have had it not happen at all. But that, along with when Owen was running away from that trap where the lava was falling down, also would have been Owen's last canonical life, and then he'd be gone from the series, and I wouldn't have been able to retcon it. So these things happen, and we try and do them because we think it's fun. But that also means sometimes we have to practice and rehearse. So we practiced this one, and we rehearsed it, and now you're telling me that it was all for nothing. Hold on.
Used the same combination percentage things.
Oh.
It's the one time a block spawned right under.
Didn't I tell you to / not mad? Didn't I tell you to make it 100% lava instead of 90% lava?
It's whatever the command I had pasted from the last time I did it. So
oh my god! I like said to you, I was like, probably best to do 100% lava because knowing our luck, the block would. I can't believe you didn't do it! I can't believe you! Oh my gosh! The fact that I called it.
Listen,
ridiculous.
There was a lot going on that day.
I swear it was.
When Owen was in the prison, why could he mine the walls to try and find the tunnel but not break out next to the door? Story. You can't just have people canonically leave the prison whenever they want to. You got to like lend yourself a little bit to the whole like world.
It wasn't there. It wasn't. Angel.
I am so mad. I am so mad. I am so unbelievable. Did she walk in?
Get out! Jump! Get in the water! Jesus Christ! If I had not thrown that on you, if
if I had not thrown that on you.
Angel, it's not your fault. It's Angel, it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. It's my fault.
Get out.
I know.
It's literally my fault.
I'm okay.
Hey, like I've said plenty of times, it's not an outsider's stream without scuff in it.
It's always got to be a bit of scuff.
A scuff, just a bit of scuff.
My house soup.
Please stay away from it.
Yes, improv, correct,
I have to
Mong.
fix it. I don't know.
That is the only one I had. Can you please stay away? Can you stay away? That is.
I didn't know what to do. I was stuttering. You did a great job, Angel. Well done. She lost her balance. Whoa! Just fell in.
It's okay. Her chat was probably still freaking out.
Oh yeah, her character still almost
scared.
canonically died.
Look at them. Yeah, they're like freaking
Yeah,
out.
they're freaking out. They're freaking out.
I can just hear Owen's disappointment.
She got a little cold, so she needed that swim. True, so true, so true. Right, I think that wraps us up for today.
Yeah, should be good.
We should do one of these on your stream sometime.
I'm down.
I'd like to be a guest. Chat, thank you so much for coming along. In case you aren't, oh wait, big announcement I'm about to say. Hold on, I almost forgot about this.
Oh,
the
big announcement.
Whoa, the ones that left sooner, they'll be sad. First off, in case you don't know, I do hardcore Minecraft as well as lore on Outsiders, and only a small fraction of people that come to my lore streams come to my hardcore streams. I am a hardcore streamer at heart. It would be nice to see you there. I promise the community is very nice, and I'm able to read every single one of the messages because it goes slower than this. So you should come along. Only a small fraction of my subscribers are actually the people who actually.
Is this a dream subscribe?
And that wasn't the announcement. Come to the streams. They happen at 6 p.m. every single day other than Wednesdays and Sundays. And there is hardcore lore. There's a whole nother story to dissect. A whole nother character, Scientist Owen. Secondly, there is going to be a subathon happening soon. And by subathon, I mean merchathon, because I have a certain amount of hoodies that I would like to sell. I want them out of my house. They've been in my lounge for too long. And I have been working on an extra bit of merch for you to enjoy on. So basically how it's going to work is for every hoodie that's purchased, an hour is going to get added to the timer. And for every 20 subs, an hour is going to get added to the timer, and a hoodie is going to get given away. But so there's going to be like a Shopify account that you can like go and buy the thing song. But I also wanted to make something else. So I tried this. Look, it's a tiny little gold thing. I have made 5 of these different versions, and I will be selling these and showing them over the next few things. And this one particularly is Bruno Pop. The backing cards are the Lunar Cape design. And he's popping. And there are 4 other designs which currently have not been released. It has one of the best clamps that you can get because I don't like when the clamps, come off too easily. Hold on, wait. Do like a makeup tutorial. This is a like golden locking pin. In case you need to know how to unlock it, if you ever do buy one of these, you pull this pin up while holding the other part down, and then you lift it all up at once. So you like pull and push. And it's almost impossible to undo it by accident. But some of them are gold backed and some of them are black backed, and they will be available on the store. So that is happening as well. There he is, the Bruno Pops. Yes. Appa, would you like some pins? I will send you some pins. Mutuals get free pins.
Pins.
There's only 100 of each design, so once they're gone, that's it. I won't be making any more, and they'll be available on the shop. So keep an eye out for that. And yes, very exciting. I've not seen pins like this before, so I'm very excited to sell them. Appa, thank you very much for joining me. I also liked how you changed your pronouns to be I don't care whatever.
Yeah, just let me be a human being and exist, basically.
That's valid, that's fair.
Call me whatever.
I will catch you later, mate.
Yep, catch you later. Have
Everyone
a
say
good
bye,
day.
chat. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay. Appo. We love Appo. Appo has genuinely become one of my closest friends, and it's crazy to think what would have happened if I hadn't have been on Outsiders. We are going to raid Gucky. we're gonna raid Gucky. Raid Gucky. Can I post clips about COM from this stream on your Discord? Yeah, sure, if you'd like to. You can share whatever content that I've put here today out with the rest of the world. Thank you so much for joining me for the first ever episode of Into the Writers' Room. There will be more to come because this was a lot of good fun. How do you join the raid? That's fine. It's just happening automatically. Also, someone said, are grievers real or are they robots? I can't really answer that just yet. So you will see in the time to come. Thank you so much for coming along, everybody. It was an absolute pleasure. And I will see you all very, very soon. Next movie night is tomorrow, chat. Next movie night is tomorrow. See you later. Bye, 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 bye. Wrong screen. I haven't decided the movie yet.